Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is my hope and prayer that you all are having an incredible, wonderful, marvelous, grand, glorious day. As you can see, my look has completely changed since our last coming together. And let me tell you, it is so liberating. Like, this is literally the first time, because I've had my hair cut short before. But as you can see, it's no hair here. This is the first time I have not had to consider hair in the course of my day. And all you see is me. Me. Flo. Today I want to talk about covenant. I saw a post this morning. A young lady was talking about the colors of the rainbow and how the community of other sex preference, that's what I'm going to say, besides heterosexual, has taken the rainbow coloring and signified it with their lifestyle. But the original plan and meaning of the rainbow was to remind us, as well as God, his covenant with us, that he would never destroy us by water ever again. And you know, it set something in my mind, thinking back to when I was a child, a preteen, a teenager, a young woman, a young lady, when I had no real understanding of God and who he really was and what he really expected of me or what he wanted from me, that I can look back on scenarios in my life, situations, and I can see him there. I can see him there in reference to protection, how he protected me from some really horrific things at such a young age. Now, mind you, I'm not saying horrific things did not happen to me or things that are life-altering did not happen to me, because they did. They did. But there were also other instances where it's clear he was covering me, that he had a covenant with me even then. And why is this important? Why am I even talking about this? Why was the post that I saw even significant to me? And the reason it's significant to me, and was significant to me, is because I have been in a personal, acknowledged walk with God on my own, not just listening to other people, but really studying the scriptures for myself, actually reading the scriptures for myself, actually hearing God's voice and him talking to me. I've gone to church all my life, but hearing his voice and hearing him talking to him, talking to me, and having the ability to recognize his voice separate from others didn't start until, I would say, like 2010. Yeah, this is when it started, like 2010. I was in a really, really bad relationship, really toxic relationship. And I'll even share some of it with you right now because I was sharing some of my relationship, some details of my relationship with my brother on yesterday. And as I was, regurgitating, talking about, reflecting on, sharing what I went through with this guy, I realized, one, God kept me. Two, there had to be something really wrong with me in my soul to even get in a relationship with a person such as this guy. I mean, if someone says they want to possess you, they want to live under your skin, the thought that should come to mind is, this is pretty creepy. This is something ain't right with dude. But me, I thought of it as, wow, he really loves me. He wants to be that close to me that he literally wants to be under my skin and possess me. But he said exactly what he wanted to do. Possess me. And turns out that relationship was a very possessive relationship. This man was continually accusing me of things that I did not do, of sleeping around, of being a whore, of wanting to look through my phone, argue. Man, I was with this guy for 3 years, and I tell you literally, we got along, it seemingly got along for 3 days out of every week. It was a pattern. We would have sex. We would be good for that day and the next 2 days. And the other 4 days, it would just be complete chaos. There would be accusations. There would be rage. There would be temper tantrums. There would be silent treatments. There would be just emotional distress for 3 years straight. Now, in the beginning, it was, and don't get me, I am still talking about covenant, but I just want to give you some backstory on this relationship and how God delivered me. 3 years. I was pregnant by this man 4 times. 2 miscarriages, 2 ectopic pregnancies. And during the course of going through these pregnancies, it was very painful losing children. But I tell you today, I thank God that I did not have any children by this man. I thank God this day in my life that I did not have any children by this man, so that when I left and I was out of the relationship, I was completely done with this man. But I learned a lot of things being in this relationship. I felt cursed, but I learned a lot of things. I learned to look for patterns in people. I learned what narcissism is. I learned that you can actually be abused, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. I also learned that God is a mind regulator and that he is an emotional sustainer, because I really had to cry out to God a lot during this particular time in my life. And as I cried out to him, he began to talk to me a lot. He talked to me a lot in dreams. And there was this one particular dream I had at the end of this relationship. Um, I'm trying to think whether I should go into that right now. No, I'm going to talk about that later. But it was a really horrific dream. It was enough to shake me up, to have me talk to other people and ask them, what did they think this dream meant? You know? And I know today that it meant to get the hell out of there and run for my life. Because I may not have one right now. This some real stuff. But I'm free. Free from him. And so I talk about covenant because there have been times in my life I ran away one time. Man, at a bus station, the person supposed to meet me there didn't show up. I didn't have any money. I didn't know anyone. These two men came. It was getting dark. They said, where are you going? I told them where I was going. They said, come ride with us. We'll take you. Two men. I don't even know these men's names. They took me an hour and a half from where I was. They stopped at their house first. They told me they were going to stop there. They told me they were going to go there and change their clothes. And they were going to take me where I needed to go. They took me. They made sure I got to the person who basically left me out there. They took me there and made sure I was safe when I got there. And the very next day, my mother was there. How my mother got the information, type of detective work did she do that she found this stuff out. But it was God. God revealed these things to her. And I'm telling you, this is at a time when me and my mother was not having a very great relationship at all. It was very troubled. But she came. God put it in her and he sent her for me. And she came and she was there the very next day. And I ended up back home safe. And when I ran away, this girl was helping me run away, and we were in all of these. We were in places, man, that things could have happened to a young girl. You know, a lot of girls get sold and tricked and murdered, but that didn't happen to me. So many stories, and I'm going to do some story times so you all can know that God has a covenant with you even before you know it. And I also understand, and I'm in a place in my life, and I know I'm all over the place, but I just need to share this. I've been having this struggle on the proper way to worship him in order to keep my relationship good with him. Because he's been so good to me that I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess up my relationship with him because he's been so good. But when I woke up this morning and I looked out my bedroom window and I had the view of the pool. It's a pool in my backyard, and I don't have a house. I have a condominium. And he showed me the beautiful pool. And I went to my phone and he reminded me that it's not about how good I am. Oh God. It's not about how good I am or how good I worship him. Or if I pick the right way to worship him. Just the fact that I want to worship him. That he has a covenant with me and I cannot mess it up. He has a covenant with me. And I can't mess it up. And I couldn't mess it up even when I was messing it up. Because this is what he chose to do. He chose to love me, care for me, provide for me, protect me. love me, guide me, use me, deliver me, and keep me. And I just want to encourage you, if you're feeling like you're not good enough for God, I just want to know He's good enough for you. And you're not going to get it all right. It's so much information out here on what is the right way. And everybody thinks they're right. Like, everyone thinks their way is the way and the only way. And they are adamant about it. And they are strong in their belief. But I'm just coming to believe that I know He's bigger than me. I know He created me. I know He's been covering me even before I knew Him. And as long as I just want to worship Him, He'll show me how every day. And then even every day I still may not get it right in my mind. But the fact that I just want to worship Him. And even when I didn't, He still has a covenant with me. He's chosen who He's chosen. He's chosen who He's chosen. So I hope this encourages someone today. Don't be down on yourself. Because God, Yah, is a covenant keeper. Peace. Until the next video.